this video tutorial, we'll walk through how to handle device membership changes. For example, what happens if someone unplugs a device, or if they plug a new device in? Let's find out. You'll need a couple tools to get started. You'll need a recent web browser, either Apple Safari 6 or greater, Google Chrome 16 or greater, Microsoft Internet Explorer 10 or greater, Mozilla Firefox 11 or greater, or Opera 1210 or later. Next, you'll need a text editor. Notepad, gedit, or TextEdit will all work, but pretty much any text editor should do the trick. Make sure OmniScript is installed and running, and that you have at least one ScripTouch signature capture device hooked up to your computer. For this example, we're going to assume that you're going to be using an OmniScript instance installed on your local computer. We'll start by creating the files we'll need to make the example work. Open up a folder and create two new files. We'll create a tutorial HTML file and a tutorial JavaScript file. Let's open up the HTML file and make a skeleton HTML document. Add the doctype tag to indicate that this is an HTML5 application. Then create the open and close HTML tags. Next, create the head and body tags. Let's give our document a title and create a script tag that sources in the script file we just created. Now let's add an onload handler to our document body that calls a function we'll create in the JavaScript file in just a moment. Save the document and open up the JavaScript file. Create the function we just referenced in the onload handler in the HTML document. Double check and make sure the function matches the one we're calling. Once that's done, we can start writing code. Let's start by creating a WebSocket along with a callback for the connection established, connection closed, and data received events. We'll put console.log statements in each of the callbacks so we can verify they're being called when we run the application. Now, just like in the previous examples, we'll add handlers to our onMessage callback. We'll start by handling the connection open just like before, where we open the first device on the server as soon as we connect. Now we need to add a handler for device open responses. When we receive this event, we'll set a variable devConnected to true. We'll need to define this at the top of our function. Now let's handle the connection device membership change event. This gets called when our OmniScript server gains or loses a ScripTouch device. In here, we'll check to make sure we're connected. If we're not, and we get this event, we'll try to connect to the first available device. Now we'll handle device close response objects. These are given to us when either we ask to close a device, or the device we're using is disconnected from the system. If this happens, we'll try to reconnect to another device on the system if we can. Let's not forget to define the devices array at the top of the function, since it may or may not be defined when we get our first device closed response. Now let's try opening the application. Save and open your HTML file in a web browser. If everything goes well, it should connect to the device connected to your computer. Try plugging and unplugging the device a few times. Each time your application should reconnect the device. This concludes this video tutorial. You've learned how to manage device connections and how to handle unexpected device additions and removals. Thank you for watching the Scriptel Corporation tutorial.